It is midday in the Queen City. Business is booming. We are breathing new life into Cincinnati's historic buildings. Also, the Mad Piper is coming to Covington. Sláinte, let's do lunch. Cincinnati is a city that means business. Fortune 500 company HQs, renowned institutions like Children's Hospital and the Cincinnati Zoo, and letters that everyone here knows: TQL, GE, CVG, UC, and X. It's also a city that's large enough for new ideas to take root and grow. You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and you're in business. I'm Jack Crumley, and this is The Working Lunch. Hello, welcome to The Working Lunch. I'm Jack Crumley. This is our hour-long business show here on The Crown, where we bring you headlines about companies and businesses here in the Cincinnati area. We also bring you interviews with business owners and local leaders, and we do our best to squeeze in a bite to eat, maybe something to drink before you go back to face the afternoon. We are on a shortened holiday week. It's hot out there. Thanks for watching. Cincinnati business headlines. The big news coming from the Business Courier today, as Miami University is putting more money into the planned Farmer School of Business Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Industry Engagement. You will remember that we talked about the state of Ohio's $4 billion capital budget and all the money funding various projects in it. Renovations to Findlay Market, the Price Hill Athletics Complex, a giraffe exhibit at the Cincinnati Zoo, state money for the Farmer Music Center, and a lot more. $22 million going to Hamilton County alone. But north of Hamilton County, in Butler County, the state is injecting over $23 million for this Miami University project. And now the school, in turn, is shifting $40 million that was originally marked for the Hamilton Regional Campus to see some upgrades. This new Farmer Business School in Oxford is getting priority from Miami, and funding for renovations to the Hamilton campus have been pushed back a little bit, though still planned, not canceled. Meantime, we're also talking about $1 billion coming to Clermont County. Maybe. Lonza is the American part of a Swiss company that partners with pharmaceutical and biotech companies to make medicine. Lonza is thinking about investing $1 billion in Williamsburg Township in Clermont County to build a facility that would create over 600 jobs, generate $50 million in new payroll for a plant on 161 acres, that land currently owned by the county. Lonza will get a 20-year tax credit for the project from the state if they follow through with it, but the company is still checking things out. Wouldn't be the first time a big industrial project went up in that area. Nestle Purina Pet Care just last month said that its $500 million pet food factory is looking to have its grand opening next month. These last two stories we just hit have involved state government making financial moves to encourage business, and we will have more on that coming up in today's Bite. But, you know, here's the thing. When I was a kid, we had regular M&Ms and we had peanut M&Ms, and that was it, and we were grateful. I remember when it was a big deal when the blue M&M got introduced. But this is the 21st century, and we have options now. And in addition to peanut butter and caramel cold brew and dark chocolate and almond and pretzel and crispy, they still make crispy? The new limited time M&M's flavor is banana nut, and it's only available in Kroger stores. So that is a battle win in the ongoing grocery wars in my book. One other thing to note, this all comes as Mars Wrigley recently announced a dye-free option for its M&M's, taking out food, drug, and cosmetic colors. But apparently that just means that the blue and brown colored shells are gone, which means I guess they can make the red and the orange and the green and the yellow without the dye. I'm just going to wait for the red and green Christmas color M&Ms because we all know those just taste better. You may have seen some reporting that started coming out last night and continued this morning, catching on like wildfire. Long-running adult nightclub, the Brass Ass Lounge in Newport, has closed. That picture there is actually from the Visitors Bureau website, by the way. Google says that the lounge, along with the Brass Bull and Huddle's Cafe nearby, are all permanently closed now. The Brass Ass has been on Monmouth Street in Newport since 1970, when Newport itself had a whole different vibe. I have reached out to Newport Mayor Tom Gaduli. No comment just yet. Now, something completely different. Hit it.
With the staff held high. This is the same staff that he threw on the floor in front of the Pharaoh. And it turned into a snake.
Well, yeah, that was one of the many homily videos that have been posted by St. Francis Seraph, a Catholic church run by the Franciscans on Vine Street near Liberty in Over the Rhine. That church has been going since the 1850s, and it celebrated its final Mass on Sunday as the Franciscans are moving to St. Clement in St. Bernard. Now, to be clear, this is separate from the Beacons of Light parish consolidation program that the Archdiocese is going through. That church building is currently for sale. That all brings us to today's Big Bite, and the timing on this really couldn't be much better. It's an interesting concept, keeping historic buildings like churches and finding new uses for them. It is the ultimate recycling project, really. We had Joseph Kinski with Hamilton County Planning and Development on the show just earlier this month to talk about a recent blog post of his that posits the idea of what to do with empty churches, remember?
You know, one of the main issues, especially with religious building, because especially they're a nonprofit, when it's a really old building, you often have to do, fundraising to make certain repairs to the building, and it can be really hard to keep track of making all those repairs. And then once the building gets sold, it can end up in a disadvantaged position for the next buyer, the next developer, and they might have to make repairs that maybe should have been done 10 years ago, but weren't possible to. And so coming up with the funding to do that is certainly impressive.
So Joseph's blog post talks about all the zoning challenges that Urban Artifact dealt with in their conversion of the former St. Patrick's and then St. Pius churches into the brewery that's been slinging beer in Northside now since 2015. The post also talks about more recent moves to convert the church at Walnut and 8th downtown into space for an imaging studio out of North Carolina. It's something developers contended with when they converted a condemned 3-story church on Race near 15th into what up until recently has been Taft's Ale House that has since transformed into the Mellotone Beer Project. Ohio's governor just last week announced 37 different projects that are receiving over $86 million in tax credits for the preservation and revitalization of dozens of historic buildings all across the state. For Hamilton County, that is 15 different projects like the Atlas National Bank on Walnut near 6th Street. That is a $24 million project that's getting $3 million in tax credits in order to bring mixed income housing into downtown Cincinnati. The building is currently 93% vacant. The project will keep the commercial space on the ground floor and put in more than 6 residential units on upper floors. Also, in that same announcement is the old Alms and Depke Dry Goods Company building that takes up an entire city block downtown. Now, that is a rendering of what is to come on Central Parkway between Sycamore and Main. That big building's been there since the late 1800s. The Inquirer says it was the second largest dry goods store west of New York. That is a massive building, and that is a lot of very dry goods. It has been the County Job and Family Services building until just this year, before the department moved to Bond Hill. But with this tax credit coming from the state, $5 million on a $64 million project, developers there are also looking to put about 150 apartments in while keeping commercial space on the ground floor once again. Like the incoming Convention Center Hotel, that development is also planning a skywalk to the county-owned parking garage next door. We also have some renderings of what the rooftop event space for that building would look like. This is all being redeveloped by the Stow Development Corporation. A statement coming from CEO Scott Stow says that his family has admired this recently vacant property for over 60 years, and they're looking forward to stewarding the next chapter. The building is on the National Register of Historic Places, so Stow's company will have to make sure that they navigate that redevelopment in a very specific way. The majority of these plans to give tax breaks for historic preservation or revitalization involve adding new residential housing. That is something we know that this area sorely needs, and the idea that it's coming immediately to the central business district, downtown Cincinnati, is really encouraging. But giving tax breaks for historic building projects is something that was almost done away with by Ohio state lawmakers last year. Cincinnati commercial real estate agent Ed Mathis broke it all down about 11 months ago.
Governor DeWine takes a strong stance for Ohio. In a pivotal move for urban redevelopment, Governor Mike DeWine vetoed the budget provision that would have ended Ohio's historic provision tax credit program after 2027, delivering a major win for developers in cities like Cincinnati. This tax credit has been instrumental in rehabbing dozens of buildings in Over the Rhine, fueling hundreds of millions in private investment and transforming neglected properties into housing, offices, and community anchors. I literally can't overstate how big of a deal this is, the CEO of Model Group said. The work reviving Cincinnati's urban core over the past 25 years could not have happened without it. With rising construction costs and higher interest rates, historic redevelopment is more challenging than ever. The governor's decision sends a strong message. Ohio is committed to revitalizing its city and preserving its architectural heritage.
The idea of getting rid of a tax credit that incentivizes developers to take on big projects at historic buildings seems like a good thing. And for the life of me, I really couldn't figure out why lawmakers would want to get rid of that. Did a little bit of digging. Reporting from about this time last year said the idea was a way to make up for a drop in revenue as Ohio moves to a flat income tax. But the historic tax credit is an economic development tool. It's often a way for developers to get a construction bank loan secured for a given project in order to move forward with the plan. And if that head part isn't enough for you, what about the heart? It's a way to get new use out of big old buildings that doesn't involve tearing them down for new construction. And that all seems to use the same gray and beige natural aesthetics. Lots of articles posted over just the last few years about builders cutting costs by buying materials in bulk and then repeating tried and true floor plans in modern construction, seeing those same colors and those same layouts and those same exteriors over and over again. But that's a big bite for another day. We got to take a break. Coming up on the Working Lunch, Will Hodges is building himself a nice little portfolio. He's got the Well in Covington, the Park at the Banks, and he's opening a new bar in northern Kentucky very soon, Mad Piper. He's going to tell us all about it next. Take a look at some stocks of local interest. You are watching the Working Lunch on The Crown. Stick around.
This city has always had something to prove. While the rest of the country talked about us, we built our own voice. Blue collar, underdogs, built differently, overlooked, talked about like we were supposed to stay quiet. But that was never who we were, because this city doesn't wait for permission. And neither do we. And now, for the first time, Cincinnati has a network built in its image, because the biggest stories in this city deserve more than highlights. This isn't cable television. This isn't national media. This is ours. This is the Crown.
The Crown has you covered. Start your day with the first word. Cincinnati's only morning sports show. Power through midday with the working lunch. Cincinnati business talk that keeps you in the know. Nat tries that for lifestyle around the city. And the Rebound Rundown covers every corner of the college basketball scene in the tri-state and beyond. This is The Crown. Built for Cincinnati. First word for your morning sports. The working lunch for business that hits home. Nat tries that for lifestyle around the city. And Rebound Rundown for college hoops. This city deserves its crown. Watch, listen, subscribe.
My name is Jack Crumley. I've been covering news in Cincinnati on the radio for the last 20 years. I grew up in Northeast Ohio, but Cincinnati has always felt like home since day one. I've seen so many things accomplished here, and now, with the Working Lunch, I get to write, read, and talk about them every day. Hard-working people with a drive and a dream. Innovative ideas that help shape this city. Cincinnati is a great city, and I'm excited to tell you about it every day.
My name is James Rapine, and I host First Word every weekday morning, 7 to 11, right here on The Crown. Prior to joining the Crown Network, I covered the Bengals for Sports Illustrated for 6 seasons. I also am the founder of Cincinnati Bengals Talk on YouTube and wrote the book, Enter the Jungle, A History of the Cincinnati Bengals. Couldn't be more excited to join you every weekday morning for First Word right here on The Crown.
Welcome back to the Working Lunch. I'm Jack Crumley. Glad to have you here on this Tuesday. We are staying at the desk and bringing in one of my favorite people to have on the show.
You went straight for favorite people right there. I've seen some of your guests. They're a lot better than me.
Well, no, listen, man, you're a fun guy to talk to. This is Will Hodges. Will Hodges, owner of The Well in Covington.
Oh, yes.
In 23. That then added on with The Park at the Banks in 24.
Oh, yeah.
And now...
Why aren't you doing some homework?
Hey, man, I gotta know what I'm talking about here.
Yes, sir.
And now you are this close to opening up the Mad Piper, also in Covington.
We can see the finish line. We're getting closer to it. And final inspections are this week, health inspections this week. Liquor inspection was last week. We're all so close to opening that place.
How close is it when you're this close to crunch time, and then the idea that inspections are now kicking in? That's somebody else making decisions, right? That's not anything you can really control at this point.
Well, no, there's nothing we control. We control the process leading up to the inspection with our GC and who is an absolutely amazing individual. It's like he takes his time, he gets things done right. Inspection should be very, very smoothly. But it's just like it's the hurry up and wait game. Yeah, you know the place is ready. It's just you can take deliveries, but you just got to wait for the powers that be to sign off on it in the city. But which working with the city of Covington's been great.
Yeah, so, how has that been? This is your second spot now in Covington.
Our second. We learned a lot from the first one,
yeah.
And so it made the second process so much easier. And then when you open the first one in a new city, you don't have a relationship with that inspector. You don't have a relationship with the city officials that are actually pushing your permit through administration. Now we have those relationships, and they're some of the best people I would love to sit and have a beer with almost every day of the week.
How does it compare now that you've had the park going on the Ohio side of the river for a little bit in terms of dealing with two different states to operate, liquor and alcohol
Controlled
establishments.
State, free state. So I mean, like on liquor side.
Is that big of a difference?
Oh, it's that big of a difference. There's some overlap in the laws, but most of the time, like it's very separate. Like you order from a state store here, you order from a distributor in Kentucky. So it's very cut and dry on what you need to do, and you maintain those standards that's set forth by the state administrative officials.
Yeah.
And you adhere to them, and you stay out of trouble.
That's right. Yeah, Ohio state law. The state has to own all of the booze, and you're ordering it from the government.
We order it from them, yes.
And
But no, we order it from a mom and pop, but
Yeah.
that's who our license affiliate with to order
Right.
from. Yeah.
The Mad Piper's your third spot.
Yes.
What was your motivation to go back to the well, so to speak?
Well, we needed to fix the restroom situation at the well.
Okay.
When we opened the well, we opened it to be a neighborhood bar with a nice patio right there outside Hotel Covington to be another option for the people that are going to Braxton or Hannaford.
Right.
This is before the other two bars opened up. We were going to be a nice complement, and then it slowly morphed into this. We have a restroom problem. Like we're having lines.
There's too many people trying to use it.
Well, yes. I mean, there are only 2 stalls. Now we've increased that capacity to 5 stalls in each one.
Oh, cool.
And so that we fixed the problem that we knew from our guests. They were saying the most was like, oh, I love the place. It's just like, there's not enough bathroom capacity. So we fixed that problem. And then it was like, what do we do with the rest of the space? Well, it's not quite big enough to do an event space. And then selfishly, me and my business partner was like, let's just build a pub. Let's build something that we love, that we want to go to, that we want to try to bring this culture that we've learned on our travels in Scotland and Ireland. Let's try to bring that to the city of Covington, the city of Cincinnati, just right there in the tri-state. So it's more of a passion project.
Yeah.
And
but it's a wholly separate
it's a total,
outfit
yeah.
and licensing and all that from what the well was.
But it's been a fun process, and you've seen it in the videos of like how we come up with different picking out the wallpaper, picking out the flooring, picking out it's been a fun. This one's been I'm gonna have to say outside the first one that we built, the well. This has been the best creation process on it.
Well, speaking of process, we do have some video. You guys documented all of this.
We tried.
Over the course of multiple days posted. We've got some video here if we can roll it, showing folks
I hadn't even seen it.
what that process was.
Welcome to day 1. Come on. See ya. Man, there was a lot of stuff down in this basement we had to remove. Filled a whole dumpster. So far, we've completed all the demo, and a concrete company has made the penetrations of the ground so the plumbers can make the connections for all the new bathrooms and the bar area. Plumbers are currently here now making their connections in the basement for a brand new 5-star women's restroom. So tag your friends down in the comments and follow us for day 2. Let's go.
So it was just a blank shell. So we white boxed it when we bought the building back in 22.
Yeah.
We white boxed it, and we never done anything with it.
Just been sitting.
It's been available for lease, and we never could find the right tenant. You can't really put a restaurant or a hood system in there because there's no way to vent it. There's 2 apartments above it, and once we got to taking the back part of it for restrooms, and the Mad Piper now exists.
And that was just we might as well because we're here and we've got it.
We're here and we
let's
want
go
to do
with
it.
something.
We have such our team at the well and at the park. We have 3 senior leadership of people on staff that have just stepped up over the past weeks and months and taken on wearing different hats to try to get us across this finish line. It's just not a chase and will team effort here. It takes those guys that are boots on the ground to get us to that point, whether it be at the park or at the well. Just we can't say enough about our staff that we have.
Yeah, so that was the day 1 video, and I believe now we have also the day 6 video, which involved a little further progress, and that was things are much closer to being ready to go, if we have that.
It's day 6 and the heat is on as we get closer to completion. My name is Will, and this is my business partner Chase. Together we own the well and decided to make a simple change. What started as a plan to expand 2 bathroom stalls quickly turned into something much, much bigger. As we opened up the space next door, we realized the opportunity wasn't just to add capacity, it was to create an entirely new experience. Every day brings new challenges, a new decision, and another step closer to bringing the Mad Piper to life. With the TVs, the draft system, and the sound system all being installed, for the first time we can really imagine what the space is going to feel like. We know it's a good sight when Coca-Cola arrives on site to complete their install. We are building more than just a bar. We are building a place where stories are shared, friendships are made, and the night begins. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Will and Post voiced over here. This sign is awesome. Shout out to my cousin for making it happen for us.
Now, that video there talked about where nights can begin, but I think a lot of folks, when you're talking about like an Irish or a Scottish themed pub, that could also be the kind of joint where a night ends.
Well, it just depends on how many pints you want to have.
Right. What was the motivation to make it a, sort of Celtic theme?
Well, on our travels to Scotland and Ireland the past few years, we fell in love with pulp culture. What pulp culture actually is. It's the gathering place. Yeah. It's the meeting place. Bad day, you go to the pub. Good day, you go to the pub. I mean, you get married, guess where we're going? We're going to the pub. We wanted to bring that to life. Like the Well has this aura about it and life about it and vibe, because our motto is good vibes only at the Well. We needed to complement that, something totally different than what the Well. The Well is a special place. 2026 Best Bar winner. It is a special place. It's a place, I say this religiously, if I didn't own it, or if I knew nobody there, I'd be hanging out there. Mm-hmm. It's just like from the staff to the food to just the overall aura and vibe of the place just makes me feel like I'm at home. Well, pub culture is a home. It is a home. So how do we make it a little different next door? Well, DJs on the night over here at the Well, live music at the Piper.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are doing all sorts of live bands.
No, it's basically not live bands, just music, live music.
Yeah.
So on Fridays we'll have traditional Irish music around a table, like you would walk into. Let's just say we're in Edinburgh and you're going to walk into the last drop, and there's a table that's reserved at 6 p.m. and there's next thing you know, there's 5 to 10 musicians that show up and just dance.
All wearing those
they
thick
speak
white sweaters that are like turtlenecky.
No, like that. But they just play, and it's a dance with music. And that sets the vibe. And then I always like to say we built it to look like Scotland, but we want it to feel like Dublin at night. It's at the Temple Bar.
That's such a specific vibe, too. There is something that really does sort of foster talking to people and getting to know folks and just sort of casually meeting people while you're just hanging out.
Yeah. And it turn into a sing-along at night. That's the whole idea. I put no monitor in this. Like, there's no way to hear yourself. We want the crowd singing louder than a musician on stage. And that's what you find over in Ireland. And, like, you go to these pubs, like, they're playing sing-along, Sweet Caroline. They're playing, like, you're getting that type of vibe. But now we have 2 places that are doing it totally different.
Yeah. And you're also doing food at the Mad Piper now, because when you did the park, that was a partnership with Good Plates, where I think they were sort of the ones with the changing menu that was being served there at the park. But this now you got your own kitchen.
It's coming out of the Wales kitchen.
Okay.
But over the past 2 months, we've cultivated and crafted this with our team there. A gentleman named Roberto and Tim, they took all these ideas on my spreadsheet and just said, here, try this. And that was good. All right, well, let's try this. Now try this. It's been just it's the creative process on this one has been one of the most enjoyable experiences of my life.
Yeah, looking at the food, I think the big offering is the beef pot pie, is the Guinness beef pot pie. Yeah. But I got to give you credit, because you guys have potatoes on the menu, and those chips, if you've ever had the pleasure of
he's exactly right. They're spectacular.
You have never had chips until you've had potatoes. And are you importing those in? Are you talking to Jungle Jim's on supply?
No. I've got 600 already imported in, so.
What do you? And what flavors you got of those potatoes?
Only cheese and onion.
Yeah, right.
Only the one that you constantly find, no matter where you go in Ireland or Scotland, they have cheese and onion.
Absolutely. Will Hodges with a new place opening in Covington very soon called the Mad Piper. We got to take a break. We got more with Will Hodges talking about being a Cincinnati businessman, opening a 3rd location. More on that coming up. You're watching The Working Lunch on The Crown. Stick around.
What is The Crown? It's simple, really. Authentic Cincinnati entertainment. Not hot takes from a studio 3 states away. Not national noise pretending to know this city. Rather, bringing a voice to those who call the Queen City home. Where can I watch the Crown shows? Join us live from 7 to 11 a.m. for First Word and 12 to 1 for the Working Lunch on RESN. No live TV? No problem. Stream and interact with all of our content on major podcast, broadcast, and streaming platforms. The Crown is Cincinnati. Loud, passionate, competitive, proud. From early morning sports debates to the business leaders shaping the riverfront, to the fans, stories, moments, and culture that make this place move. Live shows, podcasts, documentaries, digital content built from Cincinnati, for Cincinnati. This is The Crown.
Hi, my name is Natalie Jones. Just your typical 40-year-old Cincinnati girl. Although, no, I'm not married or divorced. I don't have any kids, and I don't live in the neighborhood I grew up in, which is the West Side, by the way. But what I do have is a lot of freaking time, and I've been using it well. So come along with me on this Crown adventure, because I've been trying all the new around town that you need to know about. This is Nat Tries That.
My name is Jacob Tissett, and I'm a co-host of First Word from 7 to 11 every morning right here on the Crown Network, where we will break down the biggest stories in Cincinnati sports. I'm a graduate of the University of Alabama, where I spent 4 seasons working for the football team as a student assistant, contributing to the 2020 National Championship and 3 SEC championships. I'm a Cincinnati native, a St. Xavier High School graduate, and will bring a local perspective and passion to covering the Bengals, Reds, and everything in between. I'm excited to have you join us on First Word.
Hey, I'm Marissa Contapelli, one of the co-hosts on First Word and a features producer here on The Crown, where I will be out and about in Cincinnati bringing you the stories that you need to hear in the Queen City. Now, I know I'm from Cleveland, but I love my Cincy sports. I've been in Cincinnati for almost a decade now, spending the last 8 seasons with the Bengals as a team reporter and senior producer. I am so excited to be a part of the team here at The Crown, and I can't wait to bring you the latest from around the city.
We'll talk about that for next time. Welcome back to the Working Lunch. I'm Jack Crumley. I am joined by Will Hodges, a local businessman who owns The Well in Covington, The Park at the Banks, and soon to be the Mad Piper, also in Covington. What is it that made you, I mean, you talked about what the motivation was specifically to open this new place, but you know how difficult the bar business can be. You know how difficult the bar and restaurant business can be. And certain things have certain life cycles. I'm not trying to say that there's a bunch of stuff shutting down, but you're betting on more growth by going for a 3rd round. Are you seeing signs that this is that it makes sense to do this?
No, it's a loaded question. I don't know if there's not like signs or anything. It's just we're passionate about hospitality and giving that patron that comes in the experience of letting go, hey, you're fine here. Just enjoy yourself, have a good time. There's not a care in the world right now. As long as you're inside our 4 walls, we'll take care of that for you. Yeah. And you are seeing some amazing places close down. Like there's one of my favorite ones is closed down, but they're revamping it. And by the way, they're doing a fantastic job on their social media.
Is that the Five on Vine spot?
Yeah. Those two people, I don't like. They're more of a creative than I am when it comes to this.
Well, some of the real quick, some of the videos they're putting up have like I can't think of her name. She's the wife, but she's wearing like a really nice outfit while they're swinging sledgehammers and stuff. You had sweatshirts on.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm down there in that basement cleaning out all that stuff. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But no, the hospitality industry is unique. It's amazing, it's spectacular, and it is a grind.
Yeah.
But that's what we love to do. Like you love to do this. You did radio for how long? You want to talk to people, you want to get people's stories, you're a journalist. Like we want to cultivate and craft an experience for someone. And that's what we do it. Like we're looking to give that experience to the customer.
Yeah. Well, and so I had you on 2 months ago, and we were sort of talking about. It was 2 months ago.
Oh my goodness.
And we were just sort of generally talking about what the state of the industry is. Inflation is still a thing. Cost of labor, I would imagine, is still a thing. Do things feel radically different than they did 2 months ago?
No, not radically different, but it's in my mindset, it's everything's on the positive as far as the hospitality industry is going. People are still choosing to go out. They're choosing to go to their spots that they enjoy.
Yeah.
They're not going to multiple spots, but they're going to the places they love. They feel like that's their home, and that's what we try to craft. We want to make it feel like your home. We want to give you that experience that's safe, the comfortable environment, and just a darn all good time.
How much of that right now is because it's summertime? I would imagine this is the busy season, right?
It's a patio bar. It's hot.
You do the math.
It's hot out there. But no, like last night we had one of our regulars' mom that wrote a book, and they filled the place. Like it was
cool.
She just called me and says, "Hey, my mom wrote this book, and can we do a reading and a signing?" I said, "Sure." Has to be you can pick a Monday or Tuesday, whichever one you want. They picked last night, filled the place. Everybody ordered food. Everybody had drinks. We had a good time. Kept everybody indoors though because it was really hot on the patio.
Yeah. But that's tremendous. What's the book? Do we want to give it a?
It's on the website. Not on the website.
Go to the website.
No, go to the Instagram.
Go to the Instagram.
It's posted up there. You can see it. I think we've hyperlinked it too in the comments. You can go and check it out.
Right on. Yeah. You had in one of your videos, as you're going through documenting this process of opening the Mad Piper and getting it converted and ready to open soon in Covington, your partner Chase, who, how long you guys been working together?
Oh Lord, long time. These grays are from him. I'm just kidding. No, we've been friends since 2012. Okay. That's when we met, and then we started the Well, and we started to do a farm to table restaurant in 2020. COVID shut that one down, and then the Well, 8 months later, came to fruition. And at the end of 2020.
Okay. So you've known for, more than a decade.
Yeah.
I want to sort of get into the idea of, in terms of practicality for folks hearing from a first-hand business owner, what it's like to work with someone you trust. And, that Dowd name, there's a little bit of a history that he's bringing to the table as far as the restaurant industry goes.
His father was very good at it.
Yeah.
And Chase is pretty damn good at it, too. So being in business with your best friend is probably, I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Because you have a mutual understanding, like our friendship will endure no matter what will happen. But we attack every day with every decision we make with a mutual respect for each other. It's like, all right, what's your opinion? And what's my opinion? And that's what works the best for us. It's like our brains work totally different. Creative brain, analytical brain. And that gets us to our end goal of now opening up our third restaurant.
Yeah, it's two sides of a coin.
It's way too. Our brains work totally different, but every once in a while when they work together, we know we're onto something.
Is there a worry and a concern because you are working with who you say is your best friend, and then also you're running bars, which isn't exactly like hanging sheetrock. Is there a worry about although sometimes it is like hanging sheetrock, but is there? Do you have to worry about separating out capital W work from capital F fun? Is the fact that that's overlapping, is that weird, or is that just something you're used to?
It's just we're both used to it being in the industry. You grow up, like he would be behind the line cooking pizzas. I would be running trash or getting ice. That's how I started out. Like it's just like you when you grow up in the industry, I guess you build all these. You wear so many hats. You learn how to be all those types of positions.
Yeah, that feels exhausting though.
Oh, the restaurant business is fun.
It's thrilling and
it's
exhausting.
So much fun. But no, getting to like every day that phone call that we catch up in the morning is like I love it. Like we talk about this, and we're like, all right, we're going to play golf today, or we're going to actually go to the place and do some work in the back.
Yeah, how much of that is needing to show up and have some FaceTime so people do know that there's work that is getting put in versus hitting the links?
We have a director, I call her the director. Her name's Ashley. She keeps us all in line, and without her, I don't know what I would do.
How much do you see in terms of competition now? So you've got 3 spots. You're in Covington and in the Banks. Certainly the density of things all competing with each other that are all sort of cut from the same cloth or similar cloths anyway. Definitely going on at the Banks. There's a ton of spots around you in Covington also.
It's a lot of good spots.
It's a lot of great spots.
A lot of good spots at both locations.
What is it in terms of what you put emphasis on to attract people? Is it still about, like, say, drinks and drink prices? Or I know you talk about the vibe of the park and the vibe of the well.
It all circles back to the experience you're giving the customer. Like, we can go, there's, in the Banks, there are 9 or 7 on my block that I'm on. There's 7 great establishments with 80 of them being local ownership. They're all good operators. They all offer something different, but uniquely, we're close to the same. I mean, it's the Banks, but we all have a different vibe. We all have different pricing. We all have different SKUs. We all have something different to offer, and that's what makes it uniquely different down at the Banks. Now, when we go over to Covington, when we built the Piper, we were only looking to complement and enhance the area. You have Braxton, the first brewery that opened up over there.
Huge.
You have a top 100 hotel. You have the Well, best bar in the city. And then you have a couple cocktail bars around the corner. We're actually going to Noche tonight. Never been.
Oh, right on.
I've only heard so much right across the street from us.
Yeah.
Like, you have all these different things. And then when we decided to reinvest in Covington and that space, it was like, how can we complement the area? And the area is growing. And city officials are pro-business, they're pro-police, they're pro-EMS, they're pro-working, they're pro, let's how do we make Covington better? And that's all we really wanted to do. We wanted to open the Piper. We wanted to complement what was already going on in the city and make it a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a kitchen like you're a chef that is thinking about what sort of flavor to put in the stew that other people are also seasoning at the same time.
Yeah, that's what makes Covington so great as well. Is like you have all these amazing places like that are around, like USA Today top 100 restaurant. Carmela's is right down the street.
Probably my favorite restaurant in the area right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's doing a good job on social media as well too.
Yeah.
His Cooking with Mitch. And then you have Ripple, like the food that comes out of Ripple in their little kitchen. Like
very little kitchen. You could see through the window how
it's
little
right
that
when you walk
kitchen
into
is.
the left. That's all they have.
Yeah.
But no, like the city of Covington, it was a no-brainer for us to reinvest in doing that property.
Are you in touch with anybody? Speaking of the city of Covington, you know, the Madison Theater in a bit of a holding pattern right now.
I am like,
come on, you know something.
I know nothing. I did not. We'll put the hand on the Bible now. I know nothing about that one. I knew that operator. I've met him a few times in a couple city meetings. Great dude. Always spoke his mind. Very blunt when he spoke. I honestly, I couldn't tell you.
And then, you know, one other bit of Covington news we had recently. I'm not sure how much this is going to affect you, but I think it will have something to do with your interactions. Covington moving from having a city manager to having the mayor just sort of be the person at the top. Is that anything that you're making plans for?
I have no plans. And the only time I'll make plans when Mr. Washington wants to go to Frankfurt. Which it's well within his cards to be there one day because he's just a great individual to work with.
The idea of Mr. Washington going to Frankfurt, of course, being the flip side of Mr. Frankfurt going to Washington.
It's funny, isn't it?
Will Hodges, the Matt Piper, coming soon. Don't have a date yet, but very soon.
2 weeks. I can't really say. So we're up to inspections at this point, but follow us on our social medias. It is a great watch. I do have the Day 8 update in my phone. It's going to go up today.
Look at you, Mr. Social Media.
Well, try. We try.
In the meantime, go to the Well in Covington, and then also the park at the Banks doing World Cup watch parties.
Oh, yeah. They get USA tomorrow at 8. Noah Khan sold out at the arena, or at the ballpark.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be not only in the Banks, obviously with a sold-out concert and USA playing, but all over the city. World Cup fever is real, and it is fun to watch the community come together and cheer on USA.
Yeah, we got the Got the fever.
I've got it. I'm full. I'm down the route.
You looked a little warm.
Yeah,
you look a little warm.
I can't wait for tomorrow at 8.
Busy time in the city. Lots going on. Will Hodges has multiple things that you can check it out. Check it all out. The park and the well, soon to be the Mad Piper. We're going to take a break. Thanks to Will for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We'll
guys.
be back with more Working Lunch after this. Stick around.
Cincinnati, Ohio. We welcome you from Cincinnati, Ohio. Metcalf with the fan favorite to put it away. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Oh, what a catch. Cincinnati can't score. And look who scores in the Reds win.
Cincinnati sports fans are the best. Loyal, passionate, second to none. This city lives and breathes sports, and now it finally has a morning show to match. I'm James Rapine, and this is First Word, the only morning sports show in Cincinnati and the place where every day starts. We break down the biggest moments and set the agenda for the city. Marissa Contepelli and Jacob Tissett join me to bring the insight and energy you need to start your day. The conversation starts with First Word. First Word, weekdays 7 to 11, part of the Crown Network.
This is the Rebound Rundown. I'm your host, Paul Fritchner. Your home for college basketball in the Cincinnati area and across the country every Monday through Friday during the season. Previews, recaps, breakdowns, interviews, and more. You can find it all right here. Your one-stop shop for a quick dose of college hoops on your morning commute. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, my name is Natalie Jones, a Cincinnati native, and I have been in media for about 10 years now. Formerly on the radio here in Cincinnati, I grew my love and obsession with finding all things fun in Cincinnati and have now made it my life. I'm originally from the west side here, and then I've pretty much been a downtown girl ever since college. But I did leave for 7 years, and during that time, I really grew and harnessed and cut my teeth doing stand-up comedy in Los Angeles, learning how to ski in Colorado, and now I'm back here in Cincinnati, driven by curiosity and grounded by family.
I'm Paul Fritchner. I'm a 2019 graduate of Xavier University, and I've been covering college basketball for 10 years here in the Cincinnati area. I'm the host of the Rebound Rundown, a daily college basketball podcast during the season and a weekly show in the off-season covering everything you need to know about your favorite team. And if you're not a fan of a team here in Cincinnati, I have you covered from the national perspective as well. Follow it on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the Working Lunch. I'm Jack Crumley. We are starting to wrap things up here on a Tuesday on a shortened holiday week. Boy, like I said, it's hot out there. Make sure you're trying to stay out of the sun and hydrating. Do want to let you know about a couple new things going on in the restaurant business. Of course, after we talked to Will Hodges with the Well and the Park, Cincinnati staple. little something called Skyline has a new spot available in Covington, as luck and coincidence would have it. Take a look. So this is the new Skyline. Formerly, there was a Skyline on 3rd Street in Covington. This is the new one at the corner of 5th and Philadelphia. If the inside looks a little familiar, well, I mean, certainly they're going for that 50s diner vibe, which is cool for a Skyline to be doing, but that's also in the spot of a former Frisch's. And the synergy of putting a Skyline in where a Frisch's used to be kind of feels like a Cincinnati turducken. It's a nice way to recycle things, and certainly talking earlier in the show about old churches and lots of older buildings that are getting state tax credits to revitalize themselves and have people move in for apartments and whatnot. That's a cool thing that Skyline has. That's in the former Frisch's, about 2 blocks away from where Skyline was for like 50 years. 1950s roots on the decor. They moved. You saw in the video there that there was a drive-through that's a part of this new spot at 5th and Philadelphia. They moved into the new spot because the old one didn't have room for a drive-through, and the days of people eating in restaurants isn't as much going on now as the days of people waiting in line at a drive-through and then setting up a little camera on their steering wheel to take a video of them eating the food while they sit in their car. Some of us used to have that as shame meals, and now we're doing it and putting it online. That's okay. Times change and culture differs. One other thing that Skyline has that's new, it's summertime. We're keeping things hot and spicy here. The firecracker chili fries is a thing. That's a fun thing for the 4th of July. Skyline Chili's firecracker fries, advertised as a spicy twist on the classic chili cheese fries. There's habanero cheese there, so be careful, along with buffalo sauce and chili ranch. I'm not sure if you can see the very tiny print at the bottom of that picture, but it does point out that the sprinkler, the sparkler that's included in that picture for promotional purposes is not included when you order the spicy fries at Skyline. So good to know there. Being careful as always when we're hungry in the neighborhood. We are moving along through the show. Hey, thanks to Will Hodges for coming on the show. The Mad Piper is opening soon in Covington. One of the things that we talked about just before he left that we didn't get into when we were on the show is the challenges of traffic and the parking concerns based on his location in Covington. Certainly there's going to be a lot more traffic work to come with the Brent Spence project really starting to kick into full gear. We're seeing various ramp closures and restrictions on that front. That's something that we've seen other businesses in northern Kentucky have to deal with. Location is so important, and Will's very happy to be at the Well in Covington and to soon be opening the Mad Piper very close by, also in Covington. You can't just move those places. They are what they are, so they got to live in the world. One of the things that we saw reported just overnight and this morning from the traffic folks at ODOT and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is that some of the announced closures of the 2nd Street exit ramps that were supposed to happen last night were put off. They are happening tonight, so be aware of that. Didn't really give a reason as to why those things were being postponed and delayed, but they are. It's going to be a changing landscape there in terms of trying to get across the river, probably for the next few years. We will try to keep you updated on the important parts as much as we can here on The Working Lunch. Will Hodges, really great guy, fun to talk to, and certainly the Mad Piper with that Irish and Scottish vibe for the bar. You know, as someone who frequents Hap's Irish Pub and has frequented there on a regular basis, there really is something about an Irish-themed bar that just makes folks, at least with my hair color, feel very comfortable, and we wish him all the best on that. That's our show. Hey, we are moving through here on the Crown Network. We still have new shows coming out this week with Nat Tries That, the Nat Jones Show, and Paul Fritchner is keeping track of everything for the Rebound Rundown. Here's all the different ways that you can watch us. We are on the Crown Network. We're also over the air on good old regular television on Rock Entertainment Sports Network, 253 on Alta Fiber, 19.3 over the air, and Spectrum Channel 999 in Ohio, 195 in Northern Kentucky. You can stream us live or on demand. CincyCrown.com, YouTube, Mixler, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart Podcasts. We will be back again here on The Crown tomorrow morning. First Word with James Rapine, Marissa Contepelli, and Jacob Tissett, bringing you all sorts of topics and takes in the world of sports. I just saw, I'm not sure if this is going to make it into the show tomorrow, it's something that I would consider using, some sort of Spider-Man promotional video involving Messi Messi was getting swung around by Spider-Man in some kind of special effect that, I don't know, that sort of thing gets on my radar. We'll see if that kind of thing gets on the First Words radar tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Email me, jack@cincycrown.com. If you are a business owner, if there's a story that you want to make people aware of, I'll take a look at it. I'll consider it. jack@cincycrown.com. That's our show. Thank you for watching The Working Lunch here on The Crown. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. Thanks a lot.